to start talking about circles, equation for a circle. Just like a line has an equation, a parabola has an equation. What's the equation of a line? Great, good. Y equals mx plus b. We know that when we graph that, we're going to get a line. What's the equation of a parabola? Right. Anything with an x squared. The long form is ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay? And the circle, it has this equation. And just FYI, I want to show you how we get it. Okay? R stands for radius. And next year you'll learn when you're doing conic sections like circles and ellipses and hyperbolas, HK are always the letters we use in an ordered pair that stands for the center of the circle or the ellipse or whatever. So when you're giving the ordered pair for that point, the center point, we always use HK instead of XY. Okay? It's just a standard, industry standard. We just use HK. All right? So if you think about trying to find the distance from here to there, when we try to find the distance, we use distance formula, all right, which is x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared, right? Only in this case, instead of x1, y1, and x2, y2, we're going to have x and y and h and k. So I just did x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r. Square both sides, and I get r squared equals x minus h squared plus y minus k squared. Okay, and that is the equation of a circle. Okay, it tells us the radius, it tells us where the center is, because the center is always at HK. All right, and once I have the center and the radius, it'd be pretty easy to graph, right? If I told you that the center of the circle was at 2, 1, then I would go over 2 and up 1. So there would be my center. And if I said the radius was 3, then I'd go 1, 2, 3 over, right? 1, 2, 3 up. 1, 2, 3 over. 1, 2, 3 down. And there would be my circle. All I need to know, because I didn't make it very up to scale, but that would be my circle. Oh, I know what I did. So you'd count from here, 1, 2, 3 over. That's what I did. So there's my circle. That looks better. A little bit better. So really, to graph a circle, all I need is the center and how long the radius is, and then I can kind of sketch it, because I can count the radius up and down and left and right and sketch the rest in.
What did you say R squared is?
So r is radius, so r squared is just the square of the radius. Yeah. Well, if you need the radius, like if you're trying to graph it and need the radius, yeah, you'd have to take the square root of it. Yeah. Okay, so if I'm looking for the center, it's going to be here and here. Okay, x minus h, y minus k, so it's going to be there, and this is going to tell me how long the radius is. All right? And then just a quick note, I'm sure you guys already know this, but if the center is at 0, 0, technically, wouldn't the equation look like this? R squared equals x minus 0 squared plus y minus 0 squared, right? If the center was at 0, 0, it'd be there and there. But, mathematicians never write anything they don't have to, so what is x minus 0? It's just x. Y minus 0 is just y. So when the center is at 0, 0, they just write it like this. R squared equals x squared plus y squared, because these two are 0. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, so let's practice finding the center and the radius. All right, so first of all, what would the center be for that one? 0, 0. Right? Because this is x minus 0 squared, y minus 0 squared, but we don't write it. Okay? And star, what would the radius be? Here's my equation. X squared plus y squared equals 9. 9 is equal to what? Radius squared. So the radius is 3. Good. Exactly. Okay? So my center is at 0, 0. My radius is 3, so I'd go 1, 2, 3 over, 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 left, 1, 2, 3 down, and I would sketch in my circle. Make sense? All right, let's try this one. Cameron, what's my center? Okay, the y, or the h is 3. What's the k? 0, right, because it's not there. So we know that it used to be, that used to say y minus 0, but they didn't write it. Okay, and what would my radius be, Charles? 1, because the square root of 1 is just 1 again. Good. So if I'm going to graph it, I would say 1, 2, 3, 0. And then the radius is 1, so I just go right 1, up 1, left 1, down 1, and draw in my circle. Yeah, this should be pretty simple. Okay? Why don't you guys try the last two?